tells it where to install Tomcat. So you can go ahead and hit enter there. And these are all defaults, so your 8080 is your Tomcat port, 8005 is the Tomcat shutdown port. Now, policy enforcement, you can leave that as true. And enabling the resource index is your call. I'd say true, because we might play with that today. So if you enable the resource index. And then this is the big one, the REST API is still experimental. So by default, it's not installed, partially because since it's experimental, we haven't done anything to assess the security of it, or even to figure out what's the best way to enforce security on the REST API. So by default, we have it turned off so that people who are not using it don't have that potential security risk. But once Fedora 3.0 official release comes out, there will be more security elements on top of the REST API. So for right now, we want this turned on so we can play with it. So true. And the database, we can just use the included one. And that saves you a bunch of configuration steps by using the included database. That in a production environment, you would of course have a production database that you're backing up and all of that. But right now, it's fine to use it, throw away. And deploying the local services, you can say true. It doesn't actually deploy the demos when you run that. It just pretends to, which I think is a bug in this release of Fedora that they have not caught yet.
Is everybody up? Who isn't up to that point yet? Matt, can you go around and check just a couple?
Sure. So who was needing a little bit of help?
She can be included.
Which things?
For access.
Oh, right. This thing we've been hanging around on because it's 50 megabytes, so it would take an eternity to download.
What did you put for the XHTML policy?
I left it on. It probably won't get in your way this time. Let me check.
So resource index should.
Did you guys want biscuits? Sorry to turn. You're good.
Resource index is true.
Now, on policy enforcement, which one?
True. Leave it true. It shouldn't be a problem.
Je pensais qu'il était true. Resource index is true?
True, yeah, because we might play with it.
Okay. And the rest was
That's true. We're definitely playing with that today.
Are you on Linux? That's kind of what.
Did anyone else need a little bit of help? Share. You all set?
REST API, true, policies.
Yeah, true. True. Included.
Database included. Oui, moi j'ai mis Mac.
Et là, je pense que c'est true.
Deploy. Ouais, et c'est pas c'est ça.
I don't know, it's not. Don't even ask you.
There.
It's some arguments about
What?
Never mind, they've also said they're not going to support this standard. So all of our new students are going to be next year with new laptops and this stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a UI.
Here's the complaint form.
Are you up with policy enforcement?
Okay.
False on policy.
All right, so now that we've now that we've got this installed here,
Hold on just a sec, Matt. Just
Okay.
is everyone now got it up and running?
No.
okay, all right. So you're working on it. Is anyone else working on it? Once
Yeah,
you
this
take a
one.
look.
Could you just take
Sure.
Okay, it's installing.
Oh, so you're not going to use. Oh, I would start over because we want to use the included.
Oh yeah.
Because then you don't have to set all of these options.
Okay. What's included? Is it even my code?
It'll be, the difference is that if you say McCoy, it's that you're wanting to, you have your own install of McCoy that you want
okay.
to use
That's fine.
versus
Okay.
using, so just do, yeah, just cancel out, okay. Now, I guess now's a good time to talk about what we were going to cover for this the stuff before 10:30 was deploying Fedora on Amazon Web Services, which you can learn about if you're not already familiar with it. You can just go to amazon.com/AWS. And what this allows you to do is it allows you to launch a server instance on Amazon's computing cloud. So you're using their computing grid. Oh, now you've been.
Just hit agree again, and it'll do its 40-second thing.
Oh, and then restart the.
Yeah, and then restart the browser.
Could you do that, and I'll just talk while you're.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry.
So that it allows you to just basically, with a single command line, you can launch a brand new server. You can run that server. You could run it for a long time, or you could run it for an hour, and you kill it, and you just pay for the amount of hours that you were running that server instance. And what we've done is we've created. David asked MediaShelf to create a Fedora, an instance that you could launch that has Fedora pre-installed. So you would have all this configuration already done, and you just run a command saying, launch a new server instance based on this image that MediaShelf created, and it will start up that server, and it will launch. You just have to log in and start Tomcat. And there you go, you've got Fedora running. Now, we also went even further that Amazon Web Services has a number of complementary services, including one that's called, this is definitely, so there's EC2, which is the electronic compute cloud. So that's what I just described. That allows you to create server instances, as many server instances as you want from an image, and launch them and run them for any amount of time. And then they also have Amazon S3, which is their simple storage service. And what S3 allows you to do is you take advantage of Amazon's massive storage capacity to store as much content as you want, and it costs 15 US cents per gigabyte per month.
Yeah.
So it's very, very cheap.
Especially if you're on the euro or the pound, it becomes even cheaper.
And
how many have actually heard of EC2 and S3? So most people, has anyone used it so far? I mean, I don't know if anyone's, the most recent article is it's now the largest cloud. It's surpassed Google in number of servers.
really?
Yeah. So it's very quickly becoming a very viable service, even to the point where the web archiving project, not web archiving, the Wayback Machine guys, they're starting to use it to do testing on all of their stuff. So for repositories, we've kind of hit an issue with preservation. So what do we do with backing up everything? But in terms of being able to launch Fedora quickly and having it as a test server and play around with it and do some really cool things, that's what I think's been exciting about it, and playing with it. But saying that, I think it still has yet to kind of be picked up. But here's the plug for the project. The the Fedora's on project, which is where this, this is coming from, we do have instances that we can launch, and of course we can help you get set up on it if you want to have a play with it. So store that away somewhere. Anyways, sorry Matt, there's my plug.
Yeah, so we were going to be showing people how to launch that image. It's actually pretty straightforward. If you want to use that image, there is documentation already on Amazon and EC2 for how to get started with how to launch an instance from any image, and you basically just need me to tell you what reference ID to use in order to get the Fedora image. And there you go, you just follow Amazon's instructions and you've launched